Two-Face Idibia has not seen anything yet. He's only reaping what he sees. And you have to be very careful before you carry out your judgment with emotion. And that happiness he requires will never be available until he goes back to his first wife, whom he has offended. Reason is because he's already in the fishing net of karma. Give me a listening ear, lest you misjudge it. When Annie and Two-Face met themselves in the past, Two-Face was a nobody, but she accepted him the way he was. And both of them started the journey. Then Two-Face was passing through his wilderness. With full support, wholeheartedly, Annie stood by him. Could you remember? What about all the good wishes and the prayers made for him? In fullness of clarity, Annie saw Two-Face as reason for her living. Despite all the circumstances, Annie never withdrew her support until she sees Two-Face getting to limelight. Then what actually happened aftermath? Two-Face betrayed her. He betrayed her by making himself a simplest definition of an uncontrollable he-goat, impregnating several women. Automatically, he became the father of several kids from several baby mamas. Who will take it? Who does that? At that junction, Annie still stood by him. Though as a human, she felt it. But what did she do? She decided to carry the cross, isn't it? Both of them continued. By today's influence, it's like the marriage between Two-Face and Annie was considered a favor to her. All those women that were throwing themselves into the life of Two-Face, how many of them were there when Two-Face was passing the wilderness? Could you talk about the sacrifice paid by Annie in order to see Two-Face up there? Nobody will tell you all that. Do you know what it takes? Do you know the emotional trauma that you're raising a child that is not yours? Probably as the result of your spouse's carelessness. Do you know what it takes? But this Annie took to that and stood by him. She bore the shame, she endured it all, she tolerated. Forget about the marriage that Two-Face is considering as a favor to her. She merited it. She paid the price. She held the bull by the horns. Do we talk about the battle from the family of Two-Face when he made his intention open? Huh? From the moment he declared it that he wants to marry Annie, the battle started. But she stood firm. She stood Idibia. Then she walked into the marriage to see if she would have at least a piece of rest. But those women out there, the concubines, baby mamas, wouldn't let her be. Let me tell you, a woman with good heart can never be appreciated until you lose her. All you are facing now, Two-Face, Two Baba, all you are facing now are as the result of your misconduct. What you see is what you are reaping. You took the decision to go away from her, isn't it? You suddenly forgot that she called you her king even when you were nobody. You forgot that the hunger wired both of you together. Now the crown is obvious. Many people begin to adore you and begin to extort your glory. Two-Face, you are reaping what you see. Until you go back to your first wife, your legitimate wife, Annie Idibia, whom we all know as your wife. Huh? The happiness you are looking for, even in the replacement of her, you wouldn't see it until you go back to your wife. What are your reasons for leaving Annie? You will say, yes, she's becoming violent, isn't it? She does this, she does that. Like some people used to say, she acts like one with madness. Let me tell you, whatever you are doing to a lady is accumulating. What you sow, women are like computer. What you put in them is what they will give you back. Don't forget. Show me that woman. Even your sister, will she tolerate you? If Annie Idibia tolerated you to this height, tell me, why won't you tolerate her in her own shortcomings? Do you expect her perfect? Years of being together, can it be suddenly neglected? What exactly do you need in a woman? Let me say, she has already compensated you with several women. Chain of women. You have tasted both the short and the long, both the poor and the rich, isn't it? What would it take you to sacrifice that your ego? Tolerate her. No matter what you see, there are things you remember. You will say, wow, that is why we are human. Like some people used to say that she's obsessed. Some people will whisper to you that your wife was so rude. She's so arrogant, she's saucy, she does this in public, this, and that. A legendary for that matter. Were you a legend when you met Annie? Huh? She took you as her king. She called you a legend before all. She bowed before you. She worshipped you. If she has murdered the king in you, I believe today nobody will celebrate you. Because in the life of every man lies a king, also a fool, like I said before. And the kind of a woman you opened your heart to determines what comes out of you. I now made an instance about your leadership. Initially, when May met Yo was a nobody. But she worked hard and brought the king out of Yo, isn't it? Now, compare it to when Judy entered the life of Yo. What happened? She succeeded bringing out the fool out of Yo. So, I now put it to you. Annie brought out the king in you, and both of you are meant to soar together. Relationship of a queen with a king cannot be compared with that of commoners. If you're pointing out the errors on the side of Annie, remember you are not perfect because your own imperfection will always disqualify you from having such a queen. Behind every successful man lies a woman. Now, where is that woman that first called you a king? Where is that woman that honored your crown? You have suddenly forgotten her because you want to move on. Such a selfish act does not really pay. These are the reasons why I looked at it. I said, you are the cause of your problem, and more are still coming. Let me say, what karma has in record for you is much. And it tolerated you, even when you impregnated uncountable ladies. Who does that? Annie accommodated you, even when you were not looking at her as a woman anymore. Both of you trek together until you get to limelight. Who then will tell the story of your existence? Tell me who will tell the story of your success, who will bear witness, if not an Idibia? You now turn it off because you have seen a better one, isn't it? Now look into the life of the better one whom you have chosen over her. Is that not where your mockery starts? A woman that has not even respected you in public. A woman that did not even consider the fact that you are a legendly, that the whole world knew you. She started embarrassing you there. Two, Baba, you need to understand the fact that two of you, I mean Natasha and you, do not have the same intent in action. You caution her because you want to see the better part of her, isn't it? She disgraced you because she wants to bring you down. That is it. So these are different intents. She knew quite sure that whatever she does will be quite alarming because you are a legend. You are worldwidely known. Instead of her taking correction from her man to be a better wife, she decides to be a threat to you. That is blackmail. Huh? There is no woman that will make a better wife without submission. A woman that can create a scene for her husband to be arrested is not a good woman. Quote me anywhere. And not considering the fact that you're a legend or respecting your fame is also showing that she is not meant for you. How will she respect the crown on your head when she cannot tell the story of your success? She knew nothing about you. How do you expect her in the first place to respect the crown on your head? It takes a woman that can tell the story of your success to remember where she started the journey and now respected the outcome of it all. It is better you are told the truth so that you can be able to trace your way back. Look for your wife. We all know women. She will tell you she has moved on, but within her, she's still crying because no woman wants to labor for another woman to rape. Now, let me ask, are you telling me that Natasha would have accepted to marry you in her state? Let me say, her position now as a politician. Are you telling me she would have accepted to marry you if she has met you the way you were when Annie met you? That is, akpọpụta two-face mgbe ahụ, can this lady accept to marry you? This is a question you will ask yourself. Oh, we easily forget sacrifice. We easily forget the hard times. We always forget the heart that harbored us when we were nobody. We always forget the heart that accommodated us when we were nothing to write home about. It is not good. If Annie forgave you when all those mess were written all over you, let me say, she can equally forgive you when you come back now. Look for your wife. Forget about what people are saying. Huh? Look for your wife. The mother of your uncountable kids, even the ones that was not born by her. She played the role of a mother. You want to know what I am saying? Call your children. Ask them, between Annie and Natasha, who would they choose? You will understand what I am saying. If you miss it now, you will miss it forever and you will bear the consequences. Now, people are now becoming emotional. Two baba, two baba, two baba. Has anyone remembered the pains, the trauma that Annie has been passing through? Nobody remembers that. Huh? When situation becomes tougher, that is when we will know if this present one loves you better than the first wife. Innocent, you dare not. How dare you talk to me like that? How dare you? A woman that cannot submit herself under her husband is not called a wife. That's why I used to tell people, you as a groom, make sure you go for the bride whom you can be able to groom into a wife. There is no perfect woman anywhere. Yes. But what makes that marriage endurable is the submission from the woman. Then the husband will love. Quote me anywhere. What I am seeing is nothing but a red flag.